following program is rated NAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
This week on the 5-Minute Warning.
The chicks around our way don't like him. He ain't making the choice that I don't like black women. The black women are making the choice that they don't like him. And your man's ain't about to just be out here not getting ass. That's just not what he gonna do.
Show that gives you everything and nothing at all. That's everywhere you don't want to be. It's Ruben, Mo B, and on the ones and twos, AG.
The 5-Minute Warning.
Good evening to everyone out there in the world of the internet. How you doing? My name's Ruben, and of course, welcome to a brand new episode of 5-Minute Warning. Man, it's your boy, always Ruben, on, what is it? I guess it's, I can't remember the holiday tomorrow. We have so many. Memorial Day.
You have a dad in the military. What's wrong with you?
Bro, like, I feel like there's a day off for something every month. And it probably is, and bro, I'm old. So
No,
I just called you
I'm old too,
so I'm old
and
too.
I knew it was Memorial Day, sir.
I mean, look, shout out to those who served. Thank you.
Actually, no, shout out to those who died. That's a big correction.
Oh my God. Served, died.
You know what?
looked at an army.
See, there you go, man. My first day back in 2 weeks, and you all out here hating on the military. Look at
I'm
you.
not hating on the military. Never that. Never that.
Well, you need to treat the holiday right, sir.
Well, I mean, I am. So shout out to those who gave their lives for us.
Thank you.
You know, sorry you can't be here with us, but we see you looking down on us and taking care of us properly. So thank you for that. But yeah, man, it's been rough. Not even rough. It's just been an interesting week, you know. And of course, back from parts unknown is my man AG.
What's happening, y'all? How you doing? But I do want to say I have been doing the shows and putting them out for you.
Yes.
And I want to let you know you did good, man. You hadn't done a show by yourself in a minute. And I listened to it. I said, okay, got them skills.
Hey,
I ain't
bro,
mad at you. I'm not. Because I remember the first few episodes you did by yourself because that was the plan.
Yeah,
and comparatively speaking, you have done quite well, sir. I was amazed. I was like, that's my dude right there. I ain't mad at him.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. You know, it's just, you know, I figure after 5.5 years, I might learn something. So
why you got to do that, man? Really?
But nah, man, you know, as long as there's something for me to talk about, there ain't gonna ever be issues.
Man, the show writes
I'ma talk
itself,
about
man. The show writes itself.
It does.
It just kind of does.
So, man, been missing you the last couple weeks, bro.
Man, you know, I was on a 12-hour schedule, which I never ever got used to 12 hours. Because 12 hours doing anything is a long time. I don't care if you're having fun or not.
Yeah.
But 12 hours at work sucks ass. I just want to let you know. It does. However, the cycle of shifts gives you days off. You know, I have days off during the week, 1 week, and then I have more than enough time off 3-day weekends every other week. You know, it's inconvenient sometimes, but sometimes it's really kind of cool. So, you know, when they told us that we're going to 8 hours, I was like, cool, because that gives me 4 extra hours a day, even though I have to actually work more days. And I remember we went through this 3 years ago, and it was kind of cool. Actually, I was sad to go back 12 hours. But this time, I think I'm just old. Because I'm like, this is some bullshit here. I'm okay, man. I mean, and it took me a while to kind of get used to it. I was always tired. I felt like I never really had time. And this weekend has been about seeing the wife because I don't really see her anymore. Because it's like I get home, she sleep, and if I've had to work over, I'm asleep when she leaves, and she ain't gonna really see me until the summertime when she's off. So it's been kind of a mess. So that's where I have been. And so I kind of got my bearings, but it's like, bro, come on, man. However, the shows that I have missed, y'all funny. Y'all funny. Because them shows were funny. I laughed at that. I forgot what the intro was. The last one, no, the one before that. I forgot what the intro was, but I remember laughing a lot. So I was proud of y'all. Y'all got everything going, man. You got a little system going here, Ruben. Next man up, bro.
Hey, that's how we get it done, right? That's how we get it done. Hey, what's going on, Mo B? Joining us.
What are you doing to his ear, bro? What did he do to you? Why you choose violence, man?
No, man, Mario just in the way today, bro.
Well, wait a minute. Where's everybody else?
Nah, they still here.
Oh, okay.
They just, I'm in a different
part
position.
of the
Oh, I saw that because I see more Raiders and Georgia stuff. It's a little bit darker.
Wait, you just put him in the corner, dog?
Yes, he had time out. He didn't even do anything.
What's going on, Mo B?
Nah, just chilling.
Word. So, as we know, tomorrow is Memorial Day. I would like to.
Are we still calling it that? Trump ain't tried to change the name of that date yet?
Not yet.
Give him some time, sir.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be called Trump Memorial Day. But hey, that Golf of America thing still is working out pretty well for him.
Confederate History Day tomorrow.
I mean, hey.
Damn, even Mario like that one. He's like, you got me.
So, first of all, I'd like to shout out my nephew. He graduated from Annapolis on Friday.
Sweet.
Number 4 to graduate from Annapolis. And I think we good for a hot minute. So, look, man. Got there Friday, got to my brother's house, boom, boom, boom. I really won't pay attention. I didn't really ask questions. And then he hit me with a bomb. He's like, yo, man, the vice president is speaking at the graduation. Oh, hell no. So...
I mean, I guess that makes sense. His great military history and
yeah, whatever. So it took me a minute. He was like, "Man, I didn't know. I just found out when my wife told me this morning," and I was just like, "All right." So mentally, I got to get myself together for that because we know how much I love JD Vance on this show. And yeah, that's a whole bunch of sarcasm. And so we get there, and for whatever reason, man, this is the 4th time we've done this. We're waiting out in lines. Like they had TSA checking people.
For graduation?
TSA never checked people for graduation.
Doesn't the president or vice president do this like every year for Annapolis?
Not every year. Every year. One year we had the Secretary of State.
Oh, okay.
But usually it's the vice president, thank God. So like the last time we were there, it was Pitts. Completely different situation. So we're waiting in line for like 45 minutes to get in. We get up there, they got the security, no problem. You walk through the metal detector, cool. They got the wands, cool. They got TSA checking people's stuff. That's new. Okay, but it's been 2 years since we went. So they changing up stuff, whatever. We did see some protesters on the way in. Not protesting graduation, just, talking about Gaza and all this other stuff. And I was just kind of like, okay. Because I guess they knew the vice president was going to be in. So, so as we're outside, we see the vice president fly in.
Oh, he's not even there yet at this point.
Oh, God, no.
It's only an hour away.
We got there at 9 o'clock. It started at 10. Seating is at 9 to 10. All the graduates sat in and stuff like that. So, of course, we see him fly in, helicopter in, and stuff. And then we see him drive in. whatever. Now I was thinking to myself, he thinks somebody's going to try to shoot this guy. And so my first thought to everyone, and I've said this before, if that's a thought, people, don't do it. Or don't. We're not trying to kill no presidents, vice president. Nah, let them do that for, man. Just let them move on, please, because we don't need that smoke. So we get there and stuff. We sit down. We finally get in there. Boom, boom. You know, he starts out talking. Well, you know, I realize I'm the only thing between you and graduation. Talking to the graduates. And so I got this 3.5 hour speech. Ha ha, joke, funny. 25 minutes later, I think I heard some political shit. I heard something about, you know, y'all gonna be like the strongest military in the country. Then I heard some more political shit. He said something about some overseas stuff. Get the fuck off the stage. Like, that's where I'm at. Like, get the fuck off stage. So I can't get those 25 minutes back. So
I mean, it's kind of weird. That don't seem like a very appropriate place to actually be talking about your political plans. It's supposed to be a celebration of their graduation and welcoming them into, you know. Now, if you want to say, hey, you're now part of the strongest military force in the world, fine. You do your due diligence. You're supposed to say that.
And I think he said some shit like that.
But if you're expressing political views at this ain't the time, man.
Nah, it's not the time, man. And so I was pretty much, like, I zoned out.
And it's not like it matters what their fucking political views are anymore anyway, because they're military. So
they got no goddamn
political
choice.
views don't matter anymore.
Exactly. They're going to do what they told to do. So, finally, boom, 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 get up there, you know, my nephew, shout him out, yay, whatever. You know, he's shaking everybody's hand. That's normal. No, we didn't see anybody refuse a handshake, primarily because I don't think you have that choice. Because you might get drawn and quartered right there if you decide to do that. But whatever. Boom, boom, boom. So, historically, what happens is they do the hip hip hooray joint from the junior class to the senior class, and then from the senior class to the people they left behind. And they do that last hip hip hooray, the third one, they throw their caps up in the air and just leave them on the ground. So usually after that, there's like maybe 5 minutes or something. Historically, what happens is, you know, the kids and the parents run and go get a hat. Because usually it might have some inspirational words, or it may have money in it. However you decide to do it, but you get a military hat. So that's kind of cool. If you're like 6, 7, 8, 10, whatever, you know. I think I want to do this, whatever. You just saw one of your family members do this. Cool. That's normal times. This time, they put a big message on the screen, pretty much saying people can't go down there until the vice president is left. First of all, this is my 4th time doing this graduation. This is the first time this shit's happened. 30 minutes later, after he's like shaking hands and hobnobbing, taking his sweet ass time to get into the motorcade and leave, then they obviously let all the kids down. But shit, man, it's like people been waiting for 30 minutes to get on the field so they can take pictures with the family and all that stuff. This dude made this shit about him, which to me is like terrible. But then on top of that, I'm telling you, I don't remember when I saw Pence spoke. I don't remember this shit ever stopping. You know, we saw a drone up in the air, like circling around and stuff. These guys are scared. They're gonna get shot.
Are you taking the opportunity to express your hatred towards Vance and blame him for this? Because I'm pretty sure protocol is created and established by the servers, not him. Therefore, and you saw Pence, before quote unquote presidential assassination attempts had taken place as well. So, I mean, look, believe me, there's no way your boy's about to come here and cape for Vance. I'm simply saying, you might be blaming the wrong motherfucker for this. This might not have shit to do with, and don't get me wrong, he can still be a bitch. And this could not be his fault. Like, two things can be true.
Yes, yeah. I 100% agree with you. All I'm saying is, it's wild. The difference in security because once again, this is the second vice president I've seen speak at the same event. It's just 6 years difference pretty much.
But I'm just saying, you have to actually acknowledge the fact that things have changed as far as we actually quote unquote have had assassination attempts. Therefore, security is going to be heightened at something now.
I understand that. I know, I understand that. And once again, all I'm saying is, hey man, I get it. Cool. I can live. I mean, I did live for the 25-minute speech somehow. But like, bruh, it doesn't take you 30 minutes to shake hands and get the fuck off the stage and get out. Like, my thing is, I almost feel like that he didn't know protocol of what was going to happen, like what normally happens at these events. But then, I will say Saturday, I was so happy. Once again, shout out to my family. I love them. I am so glad at this moment in time, none of them went to West Point. Because Trump was at West Point on Saturday speaking. I was flipping through channels and CNN had that, and I was like, all right, I dodged something that day. And then I was like, how long can I watch this before he says something stupid? 15 seconds. 15 seconds. I couldn't take it anymore.
So who's the idiot? How about you? Because you knew it was coming.
I knew it was coming.
Still listen to it.
But I felt like I had to at least give him fairity. Because I was about to say
that makes you sound stupid.
I mean, yes.
Like anybody who says, "Hey, I felt like I needed to give this idiot an opportunity to prove to me that they were an idiot," that just sounds counterintuitive, man. Like,
hey, man, you also talk to the dude who loves like train crashes. So
once again, I'm not even criticizing you. It's like, yo, man, I just wish you would realize that sometimes your insults on the people you dislike are a poor reflection of yourself a lot of times. Like, you're the one that put yourself in this position.
I know, man. I know. But hey, I gotta be real. And I'm fine with that. But it's just like, 15 seconds, man. 15 seconds. I would have walked out of What's His Face if I could have, but I really couldn't. Actually, my brother was smart. Him and my other cousin decided to go get food and use the bathroom during the speech. I wasn't that smart, so shout out to him.
You wanted to sit there and listen.
Oh, hell no, I didn't listen.
So you could come up here and talk about how everything was his fault. Because you don't like him, and you were like, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, bro, you didn't need this opportunity to further give you evidence of why you don't like someone. Like, it's okay to just be like, I ain't like him. I was stuck there, so this what happened. But you've been trying to blame him for things that really ain't even his fault. Like, oh, he took too long. I mean, here's the thing. If he would have just gave his speech and did a Houdini and the smoke would have came and he'd have been gone, everybody would have been like, damn, he ain't shake nobody's hands. He ain't socialize. He ain't do none of that. Now that he did it, you're like, oh, he took too long.
If he did the smoke shit for him, if he did the smoke shit, that shit would have been fire. Not gonna lie. And disappeared, that shit would have been cool. I'm not because it's him. Because it would have been some
I'm just saying, man. When you don't like somebody, you don't have to go looking for reasons. Like we all understand, man. You don't like him. You don't like his get down, and unfortunately, you were stuck being a part of anything that he was associated with. But like, come on, man. You can't blame him for everything. I mean, you can, but it doesn't make you look better.
Hey, man. Sometimes, I mean, like, if I sat here and worried about how I look, we wouldn't be having this podcast.
Yeah, I'm worried about how you look, because I don't want somebody to just be coming by and be like, man, this idiot sounds like he didn't know that Vance was this. And I'm like, no, I promise you, people, he already knew he didn't like Vance. And yes, he's just looking for reasons to shit on him some more. And that's cool. Like, that's all. We literally taken about 15 minutes to let the host of this show just shit on somebody he doesn't like. It's like the all hate segment at the beginning. Right. He just said, you know what, we're gonna skip the show. We're gonna go straight into who I hate. And then basically, like, hey, what's on y'all niggas' mind? Like, I done already told y'all what's on mine.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. So, all right, people, we will see y'all next week. So, I did need to get that off my chest, man, because it was. This is one of the reasons why I love the show. I can get it out and speak my piece, and hopefully, like, I don't get no Secret Service at my house later. So, with that being said, let's go into what we talking about today. So, gentlemen, I'm curious on what y'all think about this, because I think I've expressed myself a couple times on it, but you know, for no real reason, I just wanted to talk about it because, like, I have a thing, but I know everybody's thing ain't my thing. But I was just curious. So, age gaps when you're dating. Obviously, you know, I'm not Bill Belichick, so I can't do that. I mean, I could do that, but I'm broke, so I'm not going to do that. But yeah, I mean, I could go the other way around, but I ain't trying to do that because I ain't trying to do that. So I'm just curious if we can start with AG, like, in your opinion, because look, man, people do what they want to do. Real talk. Like, they do what they want to do. There's no judgment here, except by me, and that's fine. But, like, you know, age gaps, man. Like, AG, you're married, and Moby is married. So, you know, let's just put to the side that you're married, and you're not married right now. Age gap up or down? I mean, what would be your minimum or maximum, AG?
My maximum would probably be, and that depends on the person. If they're taking really good care of themselves, probably 80. And
80?
80, yes, 80.
Like, you would date an 80-year-old right now?
Again, I preface that with if they've taken care of themselves. Because, you know, full disclosure, I like them old to start with. And I've said that on the show before. I couldn't wait for my wife to stop dyeing her hair. What she's got now is the sexiest thing ever. So, and even before we were married, my crushes, I think I was like 35 and my crushes started to get older and older and older. And I dated an older woman before and kind of dug it. So for me, if you've taken care of yourself, and it's at my age, I will be 60 in like 4 years and change. So 75, 80 years old, if you've taken care of yourself, yeah, I'm good with that.
So 20 plus? Oh.
Yes.
What about below?
My age. I mean, maybe if you're mentally there, maybe 45, but youth is dangerous to me. There are so many things that you can still do and say, and it's just like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. So I like them much older, and there's a reason for that. Because I look at, like, the Belichick thing. First of all, I am going to judge. Because there ain't no way in the world you have any business dating a woman that young. Because for me, I'm like, what do y'all even talk about? You can't even keep up with her physically. And as she gets older to about like 45 or 50, her sex drive is going up. Your prostate's getting bigger. You're screwed, sir. And it's like, yeah, I'm judging a little bit because I believe there's thresholds like that. So like when I see a 20-year-old, I can't, man. It's like, oh my God. If it's not a picture or something, like if I'm looking at a woman in real life and she's like 20, 25, I can't. There's no way. I don't have the energy. Mentally, spiritually, physically, I can't keep up with you. And at that time, really keeping up with somebody that young is keeping up with a lot of the wrong things that I spent a lot of time trying to get away from. So for me, if you're 50, 45, 50 years old, that's my limit going lower. Because you know, think about it. For me, 45 is like 11 years apart. And at my age, that's still a little, you know, that can be a chasm. It can be, depending on who you are. That it can be. The older I get, the less 11 years is going to matter. So yeah, that's about right. Between, you know, over is going to be 80, 75, 80, depending on, you know, like I said before, if you've taken care of yourself, I'm good with that. Below 45, 50, yeah. But anything below that, like somebody that's 35, oh my God, you make me tired looking at you. I can't do it. I can't do it. I have gotten to the age where I have seen my habits change. I have seen me change. I mean, we're talking about it today. My wife asked me hypothetical questions. I thought about you instantly, Mo, because I know you hate them. I love them. And she asked me, you know, what would you want if you had $1 million and you can't pick anything practical? You have to do something that's purely for you, whatever you want. And I was like, look, I used to want a Ferrari, but those first of all, Ferraris, they're assholes. And I don't want anything they got. And if I want to drive one that bad, I just rent one. I don't need to go through the stress. You gonna make me buy a used one so I can buy a new one? Go fuck yourself. I'm not doing that. And there's like, I always wanted a 72 Chevelle because my dad had one. It's something I go, you know, we can share. And a 69 Camaro would be great too. So it's like, I'm good with that. But I also know that I don't want all the cars I wanted because I don't really like driving the way I used to. And I can't just pick up and drive 8 hours at a time anymore. I gotta pee. I ain't gotta pee, man. I can't. Like when I think about, and this is when you know you're old. I was thinking about planning a trip to either see my dad or meet him in New Orleans for his 80th birthday. I thought about the trip to Arizona, and I was like, do I really want to do that? I gotta pee. That is a legit thing that is part of your planning. You can't just, like, when I was even 40 years old, I would get up and do whatever. I can't do that anymore. Nor do I want to. No 25-year-old is gonna want to sit in the house and watch Netflix, bro. I promise you. They're gonna be like the chicks on the Hardee's commercial where the dude's working on the car and she's sitting there looking and he's like, I'm bored. I was like, stay bored because I'm gonna work on this freaking car. You can't say that to a 25-year-old and expect her to stay around. I don't know what the deal is with the chick and that's with Belichick right now. Maybe he got a unicorn. And there's such a thing as that. I get it. But on average, man, if you like them young and you're me, yeah, bro. No. So again, 45, 50, 75, 80. And I actually, when you do the math, they're kind of equal.
Okay. So is it more of a maturity thing?
Yes.
Or is it truly an age thing?
Well, with age, most of the time, because there's certain things that you go through in your 20s that when you get to your 30s, you're like, what the fuck was I doing? There are certain things in your 40s that you look back at your 30s and you're like, fuck, what was I doing? Nor do I want to do it anymore. When you're in your 50s, you look back at your 40s and like, okay, things start to level out. You still kind of have the same habits. However, your health starts to change. If you've had any injuries, it was cool when you was young because you can kind of work through them. Now, it's like ice packs and shit. It's like doctor's appointments. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's like, I gotta pee. I mean, I know that's a running theme, and I'm saying it because it's funny, and I'm saying because it's actually a legit thing. I gotta pee. I don't. If there's a bathroom around, I don't look a gift horse in the mouth. I gotta pee.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like my wife and I were going through the same. Like when we went for a ride, coolest thing ever. Just went for a ride, no particular place to go, just burning gas, reconnecting. It was really cool. But I promise you, when I got home, I had to pee. And it was like, okay, I've done that. I probably won't do that again for a month or two, or 3 or 4, or never. Because I got stuff to do. I'm tired and blah, 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 this and that. I have things to do. And half of those things are like enjoying my wife, which we're the same age, minus a year. So I'm telling the story about us riding around together because when the trip was finally over, we got back home, she got out of the car, I was stiff, she was stiff. We're old people that have to pee. So again, bro, no 25-year-old is going to want to deal with that. Now, I shouldn't say that. Most 25-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds are not going to want to deal with that because they don't know what that is unless they have a particular injury or a particular problem. Or, I don't know or anything, but it's just like if you are that age, you're not 50-something. And there's a difference. Just like when I turned 60, I'm looking back at 50 going, wow, I wish I could be there because at least I could not pee all the time. But you know what I'm saying? It's just like it changes. And my dad told me this when I was young. It's like, look, man, you're doing stuff right now, keep living. Man, he wasn't more right than, man, I'm telling you. So no, it's a maturity thing. It's a physical thing. It's all the things. My sex drive is not what it was when I was 30. And actually mentally and emotionally, it's like whatever. You tell a woman that like she's in her 30s when she's at her fucking height, oh my God, you're in trouble, bro. She can run around in negligee, talking about, yeah, okay, whatever. Okay, good luck with that. Because they're at their height in their 30s and early 40s, sexually, usually. And when you're in your 50s or 60s or whatever, okay, good for you. So again, those are the reasons. Most of the time it's maturity because to hear them talk, hear a young person talk is like, wow. Can't do it. So that's me, man. That's me.
Gotcha. I gotta pee. Sounds like an intro.
It absolutely is an intro. I gotta pee.
Moby, he got you this time, man. He got you early. He took the intro first.
Hey, bro, I ain't got no problem with that because I was listening to him going, man, I must be old because like we saying a lot of the same things right now.
and exactly. And how old are you? Tell them I know how old you are. Tell them how old you are.
I'm about to be 42 in a couple of days.
And now you understand why he's my floor. You know what I'm saying? Because his maturity level, we're in the same place. Physically, he's starting to change, so he understands where I already live. So if he's a woman and we're dating, we don't have issues because we're in the same place. He's younger, but we are in the same place. And that's why 45, 50 is, that's why it's so perfect for me at my age right now. If I wanted to go younger, because you're starting to understand who you are. You're starting to understand what it's going to be like in 10 or 15 years. So you don't look at me like you're broken. Or there's something wrong with you, or you don't look at me like you old. You don't say that because you know what's coming. So that's why I wanted him to say how old he was, because in 7 years, 8 years, whoo, things gonna change, sir.
And that's 7, 8 months. I'm probably gonna be there, bro.
See,
Brent says over 60 and under 28. First of all, it's a brave man right there.
Look, man, Brent got all that is confidence. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I realized, like as much as I'm very confident in myself, I think my biggest issue is I'm more self-aware than I am confident.
Yeah.
So as long as that self-awareness exists in me, I can't say the numbers that he said, because 28, I'm just like, 28 sounds fucking exhausting.
Sounds like work.
And here's the thing, man. I'm in that, like, I'm in that blessed curse stage. Like it's a blessing and a curse all at the same time. And what I mean by that is like I'm old, but I don't look my age. And I'm not saying that like as a humble brag. I'm just saying that because nobody ever identifies me as the dude in their 40s. When I'm out, when I go to work, when I'm talking to people, everybody, like I still got the dudes who are like literally my age talk about, man, you don't know nothing about this, bro. When you get in your 40s, and I'm like, nigga, I am in my 40s. What are you talking about? And it's like, yo, what? I'm like, yeah, I'm in my 40s. Like, oh man, I thought you was like 31, 30. I'm like, bro, like that was over a decade ago. Like I remember those days just like you do. Like those are past. Like, you know, we talking about Jay-Z's second album. That's what we talk about. Like like I would like we ain't talking about that like I listened for it nostalgia. Like nigga, I remember going to get it. Like I was there.
That is hilarious. It's so true. So true.
So
but yeah, so like I'm in that like that gift and curse area, like because like I know for a fact that I could get away with like just aesthetically. Just aesthetically, I could probably get away with that age range that Brent just put up, 28. Just like I don't think anybody would 100% bat an eye if some 27, 28-year-old chick was with me. You'd be like, cool, y'all, you know, whatever. But in my own mind, that ain't no fucking way, man. Like, what are we doing?
You said, what are we doing?
What are we gonna
That's
do?
all I'm saying.
Hey, what are we gonna do? No, don't get me wrong. Like, I think you established the fact that there are like some unicorns out there. Like, I'm sure there's some 27, 28-year-old who is just like, you know, she's like a homebody. She's like, she ain't really into doing a whole bunch of the going out and partying and stuff. If she's already like that, cool. I ain't keeping you from nothing. You know what I'm saying? But like, if you are like that, I feel guilty all the time. You be like, hey, let's go out. And I'll be like, I don't fucking want to go out. Like, you go out. Like,
You gonna send her out the street.
You know what I'm saying? You go out. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna watch 30 for 30.
30 for 30, live in the past.
I'm gonna watch this 30 for 30. When you come back, you can tell me all about your good time. And you know, then we'll probably have the same amount of energy because you have partied your energy out, and I will have had time to rest. You know what I'm saying? Now we are at an even playing field.
Absolutely. And you can only still go one time. I'm just saying.
Right. Hey man, look, I am not as good as I once was. Good as I ever was. But that's it.
Exactly. Couldn't agree more.
That comeback game don't come back. Like,
So-
hey, like, it's over with.
I just need to verify because I don't think I heard her age range.
I don't really think that I never even thought about an age range, man, because like, to be honest, the idea of talking to anybody in their 20s, like, I feel like she would get tired of me because like every time she would say something, I'd be like, man, that's some young shit right there, boy. Like she wouldn't be making a big deal of the age. I would be, like, you know what I'm saying? Because you be,
Why are you
look,
gonna
man,
spend all your time insulting her?
it's not even gonna be an insult. It's just gonna be me constantly being mentally reminded that we ain't the same. Like, what you gonna watch? You gonna be listening to your little some MC that you like, and I'm gonna be like, damn, if it ain't Wayne, like I like one of your babies that you listen to, Lil Duh, New, like whatever the baby is that you listening to at the moment, I'm gonna be like, hey man, I really wish this nigga would enunciate. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say old people shit like that. Like, man, I remember when lyrics mattered, man. Like I'm saying, like, we're constantly gonna be having the like I'm old conversations. And like, I feel like that will get exhausting after a while.
Okay, I got
like,
a question for you. You have daughters. Would you feel like you're dating your daughters? Like,
absolutely.
see, it's awful, man. Dating younger like that?
Here's the thing. Like, I was talking to Ruben about it the other day because of where we work. We're constantly talking to young people.
Yeah.
And the problem is a lot of the young women at work, they'll be talking about so what are you doing this weekend? Because we're gonna go out, we're gonna do this. What'd you do? And I'm like, I ain't doing none of that shit. I'm trying to go home. like, I'm trying to go home. Like,
I got a
like you're
story.
the age where you're trying to go out, and I'm at the age where I'm trying to get out of whatever you're trying to get me to go to.
I got a story when you finish, man. But continue.
But it's like, yeah. So somebody in their early 20s, I'm like I do the math, and I'm just like, man, if some 24-year-old girl was approaching me, I'd be like, yo, you and my daughter like would have more in common than me and you. Like physically, I graduated with my cousin E. He has 2 kids who are in their 20s now. We graduated together, which means mathematically, I'm looking at an early 20s person going, I could be your dad. And if I knew your mom, I'd really be scared. Like, maybe.
He trying to make a porn video already. Come on, man.
Like, I just like, so yeah, like the idea of talking to somebody in their 20s, I mean, I guess in their 30s, I mean, and I don't even know about early 30s, but I guess 30 something would be my absolute minimum threshold.
30 something.
30 something. Like, once again,
35.
you can't be a fresh 30. You know what I'm saying? You can't be
Like 35 over.
Yeah, 35. Look, man. And once again, I like the preface, but it does matter who you are too. So I hate putting the hard line number on something.
Okay.
Because I'm not saying that there aren't some younger 30-year-olds who probably are on the same wavelength as me. I'm just like, man, I just hate the fact that I shouldn't say I hate, because that's the blessed word. I'm glad I don't look as old as I feel. So that's a good thing. I'm glad I don't look as old as I feel.
So how old are we talking? Would you go? Compared to your current age right now?
That is 100% going to be dependent on how well you took care of yourself. Because there absolutely are people in their 50s and early 60s who've taken care of themselves, who I'm just like, all right.
Like Sade.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Sade.
All day. Yeah, that's a great example.
Yeah. Shit.
She looks like
I
she
wouldn't be on
looked in
the
the
show right now.
Sade is like an 80 or something?
No. I'm sure she's in her 60s or 70s, though.
Yeah, she's like probably up her 60s.
Because she was an adult in the 80s. So that puts her in that 60, 70 range.
Smooth operator.
She still looks like that
66 years
video,
old.
man. She still looks like that video,
upper
bro.
60s. Yeah, so once again, she took care of herself. She looks good. Like, but even then, like, I'm saying that purely on physical aesthetics, because we'd probably fall into that same problem too, because she might, what the fuck we gonna talk about? Like, my prime was in the 80s when you was still trying to learn how to walk and do shit, basic shit.
That she would look at you and go, that's some young shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? She be young shitting me. Like, you talking about some young boy shit right there.
That is
Wow.
so funny. Man, your heart would break if she said that to you, bro.
No, it wouldn't. That's why you're not supposed to meet everybody that you're not supposed to meet all your heroes, man. You know what I'm saying? So honestly, I wouldn't even entertain that. I'd be like, hey, nice to meet you, big fan of your music. And I would just keep it pushing, because I wouldn't want to run into that. And if I did get young person, you know what I'm saying? If she hit me with that young shit, granted, I'm married, who cares? Like, I ain't got no shot anyway. Now, if I was single me, maybe I'd be a little bit devastated, because I'd be like, hey, can I play the tip-in game one time, though? Like
Wait a minute. I gotta use that one. Can I play the tip-in game?
Wow.
Ooh, that's better than I gotta pee, man.
Unfortunately, you are right. He takes it over. That's funny. So
I'm just saying, like, yeah, we talking about relationship wise, yeah, we probably not gonna be on the same wavelength. I mean, we just talking about pure physical and just irrational, sure. But like, realistically, what are we gonna talk about relationship wise either? Once again, that's what my self-awareness overrides my confidence.
yeah. So she came out with Smooth Operator in 1984. Now, what I didn't
one.
realize,
No, that's what I'm trying to put it in perspective. I was one. She was in her career prime. I was one.
She really was.
Actually,
her career prime was probably 3 years later.
3 years
when you
later.
were 4.
Yeah.
Well, no. Here's the funny thing about it.
Because
That was the
I
beginning of
firmly
her career.
remember the Mermaid video, No Ordinary Love, because that's when I realized I was a heterosexual male.
Because that was in 1992.
Once again, that's when I realized I was a heterosexual male.
Yeah, you were like 11. Or no,
I wasn't even.
9. So yeah, man, it's like I didn't realize the gap between those two songs was so great.
She had other hits, but she had others.
Once again, that's why I said the '80s when I was learning to do shit. She was in the prime of her career.
Yeah, she ain't married no more. He passed away.
She's
I
been married
think.
a couple times, I think.
Or no, they just divorced. She got a kid. I mean, but
And she grown.
yeah, she grown. So, all right, cool. Anything else, Moby?
Nah, man. Like I said, I can't. I don't think the young person shit is for me. And there's a certain limit of age where we just can't talk about similar experiences or similar outlooks. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
I firmly believe that generally speaking, you need somebody in your decade. Somebody in your decade that grew up in your decade's prime. Because look, the one thing that we all do as people is talk about the good old days. Now, if my good old days was 95 to 2004 and your good old days was 2014, the fuck we talking about?
He is not wrong. He is so not wrong.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. If my good old days was 96 to 2005 and you're like, 75 to 83 was a good, I'm like, hey, I don't know shit about that. Like,
Okay. Cool. So, I was at a store the other day, doing my work and stuff, and they were playing a whole bunch of music. Young girl up in there. They were playing Every Little Thing I Do by Soul For Real. I was like, y'all up here jamming. Yeah, whatever. And I looked at her, I was just like, you know who sung this? She's like, no. I was like, yeah, you young girl.
she wasn't even born when that song was out. I almost guarantee she wasn't even born when that song was out.
That song came out in 1992.
And I was saying, I'm at parties jamming and this shit, like, hey.
And I was like, man, y'all ain't here playing a whole bunch of music I don't know. But hey, whatever. You gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. So yeah, I mean, I guess for me, age-wise, I don't think I could go below 40 due to the maturity level and life experience. I mean, I'm 51, about to be 52, so, I feel like a 10-year, 11-year gap's not gonna necessarily kill me. But I agree, my biggest thing is, I mean, I ain't out here trying to take care of nobody. For real. Like, if you look at to holler at me, try to get some cash, you are sadly mistaken. So that's, for me, that's, it ain't gonna be a whole bunch of stuff. So that ain't the thing. I would definitely say also, oh man, I don't know. Like, I can't go to 80 like AG. I can't do that because my mother's almost 75, man. I don't think I could do that. That just would feel a whole bunch of weird.
Well, again, you have to understand, I like older women, so there's that.
I don't hate older women.
No, I'm serious when I say that. I like older women. So you have to consider that before you say, it's weird, but it's just preference, that's all.
Well, yeah. I mean, I have nieces. So like Like that's why under 40, man, nah, because I'm not getting judged by them. That is not the plan. Like nowhere near the plan. But yeah, man, I would say a 10-year, 5 years behind, 5 years up is probably my balancing act point, I would say, because once again, I want someone who's at least lived something, but I don't want anybody who is dependent on somebody. Like, because my thing is at my age, like, yeah, man, I sit here and say I ain't got no kids because I don't. But the other thing is, like, I don't know how I would feel. Like, part of me is like, you know, Ruben, you can still mess around and knock somebody up in their 40s, you know, and you get roll out little baby, aka Shamar Moore, you know, he's done that at 52, 53, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know if I want that. But whatever, you know. But then again, I want someone who's like super confident in themselves, you know. That's just yeah. I need a woman. Like, it's at this point in time, it's not a need, it's a want, you know. Because somebody asked me, how come you don't have a dog? I can barely take care of myself. Like, I'm not trying to get an animal. Like, what are we doing? Like,
then you hate animals, so
that too. But still, it's like, you know.
I was just saying, let's keep it real. It's that.
Well, no, but I mean, I couldn't imagine taking care of another living thing right now. Not that I couldn't, because I definitely could. But I mean, it's just like, you know, I'm not gonna say I don't have the space for it. I don't necessarily have I wouldn't want to do something like that by myself. I would never want to do anything like that by myself. So, like, you know, because I think we've talked about adopting before, and my position on adopting is, you know, it'd be cool, but as a single black man, yeah, that's probably never going to happen. You know, but still, it's just like, hey, like if she got kids, I mean, you know, stepdaddy. I've kind of reconsidered that a little bit, you know, but I don't know. I mean, but for me, I think the sweet spot is 5 years younger, 5 years older. I think I would be good. But once again, as I agree with y'all, it's a lot about who they are and personality and stuff, because, you know, I would also say I'm not the easiest person to be with, because I have my own quirks. But then again, so does everybody else. So, yeah. I'm just curious, because, you know, like, because some people like, yo, Bill Belichick doing that thing. And I'm just like, bruh, whatever you doing, and she there, I ain't mad at you. I don't think that could be me.
What it is,
but I ain't mad at you.
That is the male ego and confidence overriding all logic. And no, I'm not even trying to make a joke about that. Like, you know, I can't remember what movie it was, but it was like most older guys try to get away with being with the prettiest woman they can, and that woman usually ain't the same age as him. Like, you try to get somebody that's young and super attractive, because it's an ego thing. Like, and you're only thinking about it from the aesthetic point. Like, hey man, I look like I'm the man because I pulled this fine PYT. Now, when guys talk to each other, see, that's an outward thing. When like people are like, oh, Bill Belichick doing, he got him a young tenderoni bar. But like, if we knew Bill Belichick, if Bill Belichick was on this podcast, we'd be like, nigga, what the fuck you doing, bro? Like, ain't no goddamn way you and old girl are really having the time of y'all's lives. Like, it sounds like you a come up. Like, sound like she hit a lick and she just figured you gonna die and she still be young enough to spend your money. Now, Am I saying that's what's happening? No, but if we were friends, that's how we would think. We'd be like, "Hey, bro, what you doing?" Like we get it, You went out, you got you a young thing, and we was like, "Hey," we was rooting for you at first because we was like, "Yo, Bill did that shit," and then like when y'all was like in a relationship for real, we was like, I mean, you still doing this? Like, I mean. Like, what are we doing? Like, you proved your point. You know what I'm saying? You pulled it, but you're not supposed to keep funding this. Like,
yeah, he is funding it. He is funding it.
You're not supposed to keep funding this. This was supposed to be a vacation pussy. Like, hey, good time. You know, and you go back home.
Yeah, you're trying to White Lotus it.
Oh shit.
I'm just saying, bro.
But yeah, so like honestly, like because we just answered this question being very honest. Like we weren't answering the question from our penis or our ego, because like, yo, I'm like I said, blessing and curse. I know I don't look that old, so could I probably go out there and have some young 20-year-old girl and go? Probably. But my self-awareness would be like, hey man, this would be fun for one night.
Yeah.
And then we'd have to have a conversation. And then I'd realize you don't get none of my jokes because like most of my jokes are about references of shit that happened before you were born.
I mean, and honestly,
and that'll just make me feel bad. Like, because then I'm making jokes that I know are quality fucking jokes. And you're just not of age to appreciate them.
I mean, I think for me, man, like, I ain't going to front, man. There are some people who I care about what they think. I just can't imagine bringing a sub 30-year-old woman home and these my parents, and they look at me without disdain.
I could imagine what your parents would say about that.
Like, my dad would probably hit me with the N-word. Like, what are you doing?
I would pay money to hear Uncle Ruben say that.
You and me both. I'm just like, yo,
bro, I would too, but I ain't trying to do it.
Let me be there when that happens,
bro.
Because it's like I'm picturing Uncle Ruben, and it's like he's so chill, and I can see him looking at you, nigga.
And I've never heard my dad use that term.
Have you lost all of your mind? He might even hit you with that old smooth Negro. Negro, yeah. Have you lost all of your mind?
Oh my God.
I can understand, like, hearing an older person say nigga, it's kind of weird. But you hear that old man say Negro, bro. Oh, that means that came from the soul.
Exactly.
Negro.
Man.
But really, what would Aunt Shirley say?
Man, she wouldn't say anything to my face. Not directly. Not right then.
I don't know. I think she would just...
she wouldn't do it in public. That's not how mom works. She does that shit in private.
No, I'm saying, what would she say to you? No matter where it was. What would she say to you?
She would probably say something to the effect of, are you sure this is what you want to?
Now, she sounds like my mama asking a question. But meaning a statement. It's a statement for real. But it's put to you as a question. Yeah, that's Ann Riddick all day. I didn't know they had the same superpower.
Yeah, but she would probably go back to the old statement. Well, I mean, you do what you want. You don't want to gotta sleep with her.
Oh my God, you know that's bad.
That passive aggressiveness, bro. When mom hit you with that passive aggressive, that shit is the worst, bro.
Bruh, like I've heard that. I haven't heard that too many times in my life, man. But I've heard it enough that it's just like,
because you know what it means. Like, it's like we know. It's like, yo, don't even be passive aggressive because we know what it means.
We don't necessarily like her, but you the one that got to deal with it. So, but we will support you.
I would rather her say I don't like her than to say that.
Exactly, yo, just come out and say it, bro. Don't do me like this.
But they gonna do you exactly like that.
Exactly how you get done. I mean, I would get talked about.
Oh man,
so bad.
Oh man. I mean, personally, I would talk about you to your face.
I know you would.
Because I know you. I would never go behind your back like that.
First of all, both sides of my family would talk about me to my face.
Okay, understood.
It's not like one side is gonna be like, hey Lamont, I don't know if that's a great move. Nah, man, they be like, what you doing?
I think I would probably, if I saw that and I didn't know about it and we're at a family function and that was the introduction, I think I would just be like, "Are you good?" And then whatever your answer was what I would accept. But I would not, because it's like, bruh, you grown, and be like, but I would be like, "Hey, are you good?"
I know everybody be talking about that.
Oh, absolutely.
Hey man, I just realized in this moment, like, there's nobody left in my family to say the ignorant truths out loud. Because you know,
your uncles were the only ones to do that.
That was my Uncle Junior. That was my Uncle Junior. Because I'm trying to picture if my Uncle Junior was still alive, and my 40-something-year-old ass brought some like 19 or 20-year-old around. I can hear my Uncle Junior saying it. How much are you paying her? And he wouldn't say that to me.
He said it to everybody.
He would say that at the fucking table. Like, how much are you paying her? Like, I'm just trying to figure out what her rate is.
Bruh.
And I couldn't even be mad because, like, I'm thinking at my age right now, Ruben, if you brought some little 20-something year around, I'd be thinking in my head, how much is this nigga paying?
Are you sure it's just because a Junior and Benji are gone that you don't have any women in your family that would do that?
Nah, because the women in my family are just catty. And they
wouldn't do it to his face.
Yeah, they do the passive aggressiveness. They do a lot of talking about you when you leave the room.
Did you see that, Hussy?
Yeah. But my Uncle Junior was like, I'm gonna say this shit right now because I need everybody to understand where I stand on this situation, and that's why I always respected him. Like my Uncle Benji would have said some sly shit. He would have said it in front of everybody too. But my Uncle Junior, I know how much are you paying? What's her rate? Or you sure you can afford? That's what he would say. You sure you can afford her?
Can I work where you work? He said, can I work where you work? Because I know she expensive.
So AG, I'll say this. I feel like our side of the family probably wouldn't be that direct. But I would definitely get talked about.
I don't know, Ruben. If you brought home a 20-something... Say what?
Nobody would be that direct.
I feel like, as an audience to this, I kind of understand it, and I think your younger brother does too, because we both brought home white women. And I think there's a comparison there, because no one is going to come out and say exactly what they felt, and we waited to see if they was cool, and they were. I promise you they were. Your younger brother's wife was great. And I think that because of that, and we were judging all the way to the wedding. We wanted to see what her parents was like. And the parents were great. And her whole family's wonderful.
Oh, her family's awesome.
Absolutely. The way they treat Kevin, because I wanted to see how they treated Kevin for real. So the way they treated your brother, how Cynthia treats, I mean, it's amazing. So from those moments, it's like, okay. But that, it's like, oh my goodness, that first introduction. So when you bring a 20-year-old in, I think it might roll like that. However, I think it would be extra, and I gotta believe it would be a wild card. Like, you know who the wild card might be? Aunt May. She might be the wild card.
You're right. Aunt May might say some
Aunt
shit.
May or Aunt Queen. Aunt May or Aunt Queen would probably be the wild card. Aunt Shirley, she wouldn't say nothing, but I know the faces. I know the faces.
Aunt Queen wouldn't be direct about it. She'd be very nice, but she would have conversation with.
May is direct.
Yeah, but you know, we haven't given her a reason to be like super direct in years. But yeah, she would probably be the only one I'd be like. She'd probably be the first one I go to.
Bruh. Look, KBI, Queen is absolutely the wild card. I told you.
Exactly.
She's the dark horse, man, because man, I'm telling you, man, and especially
as long as you know who that person is, because like I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, I think that's my adopted role in my family now. Like I think I have become that person.
You're the new Junior Benji. You're the guy.
But on the other side of the family, man, I get talked about when I walked into my face to when I leave, and they still be talking about me. Man, it's.
And so you have to add this in. I'll add it in. If the woman happened to be white or just not black, oh my God. I'm like, whoa, that would be whoa.
So this is all right. We've never really talked about this. So I would say at not early age. That's not fair. I would say I'm trying to remember the timeline here because I think I brought a Caucasian lady home first. Then my older brother came home married with child. And then my younger brother obviously then married, his wife. So like, I feel like I started that process. So by the time the younger brother got around, it wasn't even a question then.
So you just softened the road, softened the blows?
Yeah, you had already prepped, or you were the
You were the sacrificial lamb.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. But but the folks are always cool with it, man. They would never, at least not directly, they never said that. The only thing mom ever said was like, you don't want a guy to sleep with it. And I took that for what it was.
Ruben.
I knew what that was. I knew
man,
exactly what that was.
Look.
I took it.
Ruben.
Yeah.
I know you don't know for sure based on what you're saying. You maybe not want to know. But I promise you.
Oh.
My wife, your younger brother's wife, and even your older brother's wife, it was a freaking problem for people, man.
No doubt.
It was a problem. And I don't want to, I ain't trying to throw nobody under the bus.
No.
But I'm not going to pretend like it was actually cool. It wasn't. And it's like, it had to be reduced, just like my wife's side of the family with me. It had to be reduced to a local type of decision. I like him. You know what I'm saying? It's not, because if I was some rando black person in the street, I'd be some coon. Let's be real. We're not talking about people that have a wide bandwidth, for good reason on one side and for reasons that are, we all know on the other side. Because I remember my mom, she was a trooper, man, because she didn't like anything I did. She just did. And it's just like, and I knew, and I pulled her to the side. I was like, Mom, look, I hear what you're saying. I understand you. But what I'm not going to do is choose you because she's a white girl. I promise you will lose. You're going to lose. So help me out, okay? She's like, I ain't going to say nothing, AJ. I said, okay, just making sure because I don't want you to lose. And so I had to have a conversation, man. I'm getting married. I got to protect her even from...
definitely.
Foreign and domestic, bro. Foreign and domestic, okay? So if you brought home a white girl that was 20, and I would still approach you the same way. I'd be like, hey, you good?
Yeah, we ain't got to worry about that.
Understood. I'm just saying.
I'm just always like fascinated by listening to y'all's family dynamics about the interracial thing because like I honestly don't have any example of my family on how my family would act because we never saw any.
Yeah.
Like and there's only one person in my family that brought somebody outside of the race in there, and it was my cousin, and she brought a white guy. And I just remember how everybody was so on edge when he came around, and I felt bad because like
could you feel it in the room?
Oh man, it was palpable, bro. Like that shit was like it was evident. And the thing is, he had been around before, but he had been introduced as a co-worker, and it was just for like a random. It wasn't even for like a family function. Just we were out somewhere, co-worker, and then he came to like I think it was a Thanksgiving.
Wow,
and you know what I'm saying?
Big.
I'm just like, yeah, I'm just like, and I just remember how everybody was. Now my cousin, she's about 9 to 10 years older than me. So, I'm a teenager at the time and I'm seeing this. And I'm like, man, they got this white, and he's not, I feel like he did the white guy thing the best way you could. Like he came in, he was just real cool. He was casual talking. He wasn't trying to over talk. And I was just like, I see him feeling alienated. So I'm gonna go talk to him. I'm gonna be the 6'3" giant in the family talking to this white guy, and this will put everybody else at ease. And then when I realized what I was doing was putting more eyeballs on us, because now everybody was just like, I wonder what he's over there talking about. And I'm like, we were just talking about like sports, and he started talking about hockey, and I was just like, hey, ain't too many people in here gonna really be able to have a conversation with you about that.
We rock with 4 quarters and 2 halves, sir.
Yeah, myself included. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew what he was talking about hockey wise, and I was just like, I've never really been a fan. He was like, if this is what he won me over, he said, I hated hockey until I actually went to a live hockey, because he was in DC. And I was like, bet. He was like, hey, one day, just give it a try. And when he said that, I was just like, hey, you know, that's kind of how and I made a bad joke, because I was just like, oh, so is that how you felt about like coming to all black function?
You know what?
Why? I was gonna give it a try.
Why?
And he looked at me, and I realized, I was like, bro, I'm really joking. Like, I don't give a damn, man. Like, and he was, but then after that, it was cool. But I realized, like, everybody kept asking me, what were y'all talking about? What were y'all talking about? I'm just like, man, we just 2 dudes talking at the kids table. You know, we just 2 grown ass men at the fucking kids table.
Here you go. He triggered. He ain't come up in a long time. He triggered.
He went from the kids table to the fucking kids.
Exactly.
It triggered him. He was cool. Didn't realize. I realized where we were. We were 2 grown ass men at the fucking kids table.
Wait a minute. You said you were a teenager. You ain't grown.
Hey, look. I'm the largest dude in there. I'm like 16, 17. I'm at the kids table. When I say the kids table, it's me, it's a mid-30s white-eared guy, and a whole bunch of 9 and 10-year-olds.
I'm so sorry.
The kids table's a real thing, man.
Okay,
then my cousins who are in my age group come, and you know, now it's a kids table, and then there's an overflow table. See, I ain't ever rock with the overflow table. The overflow table's at the front, by the front door. And I ain't trying to be on door duty. You know what I'm saying? Every time somebody ring the doorbell, I gotta get up. So I chose to be at the kids table over the overflow table.
Then why are you so angry?
The overflow table is also the people that either guess that you really don't know,
yeah, that's
or
true.
people that might be cousins, but you really don't know. There's a whole bunch of people you don't necessarily rock with.
It's a whole bunch of people. I know you don't remember me, but I remember you. And I'm just like, I ain't trying to be a part of these conversations.
Hell no.
I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to eat my fried turkey and in peace. Yeah. I don't want to be reminded about how you knew me when I was 3.
Yeah.
Like, I know you don't remember me. Then why the fuck we having this conversation?
Anytime somebody leaves with that, I'm thinking that in my head. I promise you I am. I'm so glad you said it out loud. I'm so glad you said it out loud. Because there's a reason why you already know that I don't know you. So come on, man.
So like, you know, Kiriako, lucky for me, I gave 0 F. Still don't. That's kind of where, I mean.
You have to be that way.
I feel like that's the approach you have to take.
Because if you're looking for approval, you're not really going to get it. No one is ever going to disrespect anybody. No one is ever going to tell you what to do. But I promise you, if you bring somebody that's not black, it's a problem. And I didn't even really realize that till my dad pulled me to the side. I was like 18. My dad pulled me to the side, let me know. Your mom does not like this. And I was like, don't like what? And he was like, you know, Stephanie. I was like, what's wrong with Stephanie? She white. And I was like, oh, that's the problem? And the only reason I'm saying that is because, again, going along with what I just said, my parents never ever taught me that any of this mattered. Now, they taught me the differences and they taught me the history, but they never ever said blue-eyed devils. Never. Anything like that. Never. Anything like that. So when I brought the white girl to the doorstep, they was like, what the heck? Oh my. So again, and then it's just like, then you start thinking about the entire family, and it's just like, hey, just understand. It's you just like Kiriako said, you have to look at the F's flying by.
AG, trust me, at my family, matter of fact, Ruben, you were there. I didn't realize how my family actually felt about the interracial stuff. I really didn't. Because just like your family, it's always been like, hey man, if she make you happy, whatever, we don't care about none of that. And then I witnessed one of my cousins literally having a nervous breakdown at a family function about the fact that her son, my other cousin, was dating white girls. And you remember, Ruben, she was like in tears, like in
that
tears.
was a conversation that
what does this say about me? And we were just all, and it was, luckily it was a lot of my friends there, and I felt like I couldn't be the person that talked to her about this because I was a person with the least amount of experience with interracial relationships. So I can't say nothing.
I thought you'd been the best one to talk to her, no?
See, I wanted to be because I was trying to express to her that it had nothing to do with her. Because she just kept saying, is it something about me? And I kept trying, because they're also from the same city I'm from. He lived in the same neighborhood I was from. So I'm sitting here saying, hey, I'm trying to be nice about it because like I know my cousin cool as shit. And I'm just like, hey, like, yo, the chicks around our way don't like him. He ain't making the choice that I don't like black women. The black women are making the choice that they don't like him. And your mans ain't about to just be out here not getting ass. That's just not what he gonna do.
The intro. I have been bested again, y'all.
but Ruben, you remember I was like, look, he likes anime. He ain't really big into sports.
Yeah.
He draws. I'm like, look, and we are in Portsmouth, Virginia. Every black woman around here think he's weird, gay, or white. So he didn't make, I'm like, I promise you, he didn't go one day, you know what? I hate all these fine black women in my neighborhood. I'm gonna go over there to the white chick. No, that white chick started talking to him and he was like, hey, I like the prospect of getting pussy. And I'm not about to not get pussy just because we don't share the same palette of pigmentation.
I live that life, sir. I know exactly. As soon as you said it, I was like, yeah, buddy. See, Ryan Clark don't know about that.
But she was just like, but I just don't understand. Does this mean he just doesn't like black women? I'm like, no, he likes women. Yes. That's what it is.
Yes.
I said, and I was like, now, unfortunately, maybe this could turn into a preference because most, and this is my own opinion, most guys' preferences in women get developed by who likes them as well.
Success matters. Absolutely. If you find yourself successful with white women, you probably are going to gravitate to that.
Exactly. And I'm like, it's not you deciding, hey, black women are inferior, so I'm going to go to the white woman. Is, hey, statistically speaking, I have a much better success rate with this type. Therefore, this type is who I'm going to gravitate towards because you know what I like getting? Pussy. You know what I don't like getting? Rejection.
It's real, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, and that's the whole thing, right? Like, dating outside your race is not the easiest thing ever. But you have to get to a point in your life, your personal life, where just like KB Acko said, man, bruh, sometimes you just gotta give no F's. And I was there 30 years ago. I stopped giving F's about what people thought about stuff. I mean, don't get it twisted. Like, do I want my parents' approval? As their son, yes. Do I need it? No. Period, point blank.
Life is hard when you don't have it. I will say that.
It's hard when you don't have it.
But you don't need it. It's not necessary to live.
It ain't, it's not going to stop everything else from moving. And it's just, and that's the whole thing, right? Like, and as a parent, you can either say, you can go one of two ways. You can put your foot in the ground and don't move. I mean, good luck with that. Or you can just be like, I love you and I'm always going to love you and we still your parents and whatnot. And that's, a lot of people apparently have issues with that, because last time I checked, I mean, I don't have children, but from what I understand with parents, the one thing they want is their kids to be happy. you know, however they're happy. And if you're a parent and you don't want that for your kid, then you have other questions that you need to answer, because that's stupid. You know?
I mean, I just feel like the one thing that we established and understood, that it seems like, it's just outside looking in, it just seems like it's always going to be a greater situation for a black man to show up with a white woman, because black women seem to really, really, really feel and take that personal. And here's the thing, I am not going to sit here and say that there aren't absolutely some black men who just really diss and down black women. That's really their get down. There's some black men out there. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, it just seemed like every black man that shows up with a white woman gets put into that category. Whether they know you or not, they could have never talked to you, never seen you, don't know anything about your history, background. Show up with a white woman, he hates black women. And there's no in between. There's no getting to know you. I know everything I need to know right there.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we should have worked harder. We should have just taken that ass whipping until we found a black woman.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, that's what's being said. Especially after this RG3 Ryan Clark thing. I'm like, bro, I mean, I told like yesterday, at this point, I am not allowed to speak on black issues, especially black women issues. Because Ryan Clark told me to shut the fuck up.
See,
Ryan Clark told me to shut the fuck up. And I'm not mad at him.
Ryan Clark said, though?
Huh?
Did you hear the whole thing that Ryan Clark said?
No, what did he say? The whole thing?
See, because the whole thing does not come off as you can't say anything because you're a black guy. That's just, if you cut some clips out, that he said, because RG3's whole argument was, I'm trying to analyze basketball. But his comments had nothing to do with basketball. He said, you can tell by looking at the way Angel Reese gets down. And then he started doing the neck roll in and doing all the mockery thing as his wife was in the background, basically.
Which, why is she there?
Exactly.
Why is she there?
So Ryan Clark said, look, I know your wife, and I think she's more than her color. Because RG3 has been on saying a lot of milk jokes. Like he does a lot of interracial stuff himself. He talks about it all the time. And he was like, I've met your wife. Your wife is more than her color. And he was like, and I'm saying that obviously based on your view that you gave of Angel Reese, that you just might not be having conversations with black women in your household to really understand why they may feel what you said was incorrect or how it was a bad representation. At no point in time did Ryan Clark said, because you married to a white woman, can you not say anything? Because Ryan Clark has a kid with a white woman.
Yeah, that was pretty ironic too. I was like, when I saw that, I was like, damn, okay.
So I never, when I listened to Ryan Clark speak, it had nothing to do with the fact that he was saying RG3 can't have these conversations. It was, yo, you got to understand the aesthetic of how you had that conversation didn't sit well with black women. But you probably don't understand that, because if you did, if you had a black woman in the background as you were saying things, she might not have felt like cheerleading for your mockery of how the black woman was acting. And then you say it's basketball analysis, keeping it on the court. Saying somebody obviously hates somebody because of their success has nothing to do with sports. That is an opinion you're making based on you, being the body language police or whatever. Or, as he said, I know a lot about what hatred looks like. And I would argue, maybe you do know a lot about what self-hatred looks like, because you constantly defend an issue that nobody's bringing up to you. AG, you have a white wife. I don't feel you defending yourself all the time. You don't make uncomfortable jokes about it all the time.
I know.
You just say you love your wife all the time. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
RG3 has spent years.
And see, I didn't even realize that. I don't follow the guy.
Oh man, they got posts of him where he's like milking cookies. Milk does a body good, and it's just pictures of him and his wife.
See, that's like creepy, bro.
Exactly. So if when you do stuff like this, you're the one talking about the interracial stuff, not the rest of us.
So here's the thing. Like, I mean, I wasn't sure if we wanted to bring it up, but fuck it, we here. So this is my whole opinion on all of it. After re-looking at the RG3 piece, first of all, like the woman, his wife in the background co-signing.
Not a good look, man. Aesthetically,
that just wasn't a good look.
Terrible,
it just wasn't. It wasn't.
At every level, you're working.
Yeah,
what does your wife have to do with any of this?
Well, because they do a podcast together.
They do a podcast together.
Okay, now it makes more sense.
That was a bad look.
Yeah,
that shit was bad. That shit was completely bad. Now, what he said, he didn't need all the extra shit.
Exactly.
Hand roll the shit because he wasn't wrong. In my opinion, and I've spoken about this numerous times, and me and Moby have talked about this, because I'll say it again. I'm not saying she's not talented, but damn it, can you make a layup? Like, you don't make layups.
That's talking about her on the court. That's fair.
Yeah. Like,
that's
I'm not
fair.
I'm not saying she's a bad player. I'm just saying your percentage is terrible. But the other thing I'm saying is that I've always said is this her and Caitlin Clark thing. At the very least, she's carrying that way more than Caitlin is in public.
But I'm gonna say because she has to, because Caitlin Clark can get interviewed and not hear one fucking Angel Reese question. Nobody will ever ask her Angel Reese question unless they're playing. She can be on the other side of the fucking country, ain't played Caitlin Clark 2, 3, 4 months. And the first fucking question is going to be about Caitlin Clark. So that's not necessarily I don't like Caitlin Clark. Bitch, why can't I have a moment without her?
But the one thing I've always said too is that's partially her fault. Because she won't dead it. She won't be like, why you asking me questions about her? She can completely dead this.
She has said that on numerous occasions. She said, I don't want to talk about Caitlin Clark.
Correct.
I want to talk about this game.
But the problem though,
Ruben, it's just disingenuous to make it seem like she can control the media asking her.
But the problem is she then goes on her social media and talks about Caitlin Clark.
She never pull out one social media thing. She never talks about Caitlin Clark. That is one of the worst misconstrued things. She never directly talks about her unless she's responding to a media question because she was asked about the flagrant foul. That's she put in.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about like last year, because she would be like, like she thinks she's like, well, her thing is. And I admire her confidence.
Oh, you mean when she said I was also part of the highest television game, but Caitlin Clark is the story?
Not that one. No, she's like, well, the reason why everybody watches WNBA is because of not just Caitlin Clark, but me too. And I'm thinking to myself,
is that not a fucking fair statement?
I mean, I don't know about that, but okay.
Okay, in the national championship game, which is still the highest televised women's college basketball game.
I'm talking about the WNBA. We're not talking about that championship.
I'm talking about the national championship game because that is what has propelled WNBA ratings. Before that game happened, WNBA ratings had never been this high. So it wasn't just Caitlin Clark. Don't get me wrong. Caitlin Clark is wearing the cape for the league because she is a talent that is exceptional. I don't think Angel Reese would even try to put herself in that category. Unfortunately, everybody else keeps trying to put her. Now Angel Reese can go, hey, if you look at our receipts, I've won more games against her. I won a national championship, which she has not. I set double-double records last year. Now, don't get me wrong, Caitlin Clark they both had great seasons, but I don't think it's necessarily wrong for her to say, hey, I'm really tired of people acting as if her coming to the league is the only thing that we're talking about. Is the only reason that people are watching it. Because if you want a competitor to basically say, "Oh yes, the mighty Katie Clark has come to save our league," who the fuck is gonna say that? Like, if anything, the one person that probably should have a problem with Caitlin Clark doesn't necessarily. It's Asia Wilson, because she's probably like, "Hey, I'm actually the best woman basketball player in the world right now."
And
however, Caitlin Clark is. You let the media coverage tell that you wouldn't necessarily know it, because Caitlin Clark is always the story. And it's not even Caitlin Clark's fault. I don't think anybody has any problem with Caitlin Clark, including Angel Reese. I think Angel Reese resents the fact that she gets no credit for her accomplishment. And that is a human reaction that has very little to do with Caitlin and more to do with the fact that I am a successful Black woman who has done a lot of shit, but I can't get anything because everybody compares me to Caitlin.
Okay.
I start conversations with other people,
and hey, you know, what I'm not going to say is there is not any truth to that, because there is. All I will say is, hey, the issue with that, the play that we were talking about was Caitlin gave her a hard foul, which she got a flagrant for, which she really shouldn't have. Like,
no, she absolutely should have got a flagrant for, because it wasn't a basketball foul.
Yeah,
it was a take foul, just like she said.
Yeah.
Even Angel after the game said, "Refs got it right, flagrant foul, move on." You telling me that she needs to dead it? How the fuck more can you dead it but say that? Refs got it right, flagrant foul, you move on.
But I guess what I'm talking about is what RG3 said, because the situation was apparently, well, not apparently, because it showed she turned around and was about to swing on whomever.
She got grabbed in a competitive game, got grabbed by somebody who threw her down and then turned around nonchalantly as if nothing happened.
Correct. But
I'm sorry, on any court with anybody doing that, I'm probably going to get up not in the best of moods.
Yeah, but you're not going to get up and automatically swing.
She didn't swing.
No, actually she did, and she got caught.
No, she was trying to push Asia Wilson, who tried to intercept her.
No, it wasn't Asia Wilson. It was what's-call's teammate. What's her name? The center for the Fever. Because she went like this, or more with left hand, and she grabbed her arm. Relook at it, because that's what happened.
And what I'm saying, Ruben, is so because in a heated moment when somebody threw her to the ground and she wanted to get, because guys do that all the time, and we don't assassinate their character for doing it. But because she did it, we're saying that now she's the worst person in the world.
Well, I never said that.
I mean, okay, now you're gonna say, well, it's her fault for continuing the situation because in a situation in which she got thrown to the ground, she got mad. She's not supposed to get mad. She's not supposed to do anything. She's supposed to say, "Hey, Caitlin Clark, that's the savior of the league. My bad. You good? Did I hurt you?" Because remember last year when she fouled Caitlin Clark which was a basketball play, how everybody she got death threats for that shit.
Well, that's because,
once again, it all matters because that is why she has a resentment towards the idea of Caitlin. I don't and even if she doesn't like Caitlin Clark, actually, it'd be awesome if she doesn't like Caitlin Clark, because I think it's cool when competitors actually don't like each other. However, but why is that such a fucking problem?
Well, to me, honestly, and that's the whole thing, right? Because apparently, the argument itself, I thought was kind of like, whatever. My issue with, I guess, and this is, once again, we've talked about my issue with her. I'm not saying she's not a WNBA player. I'm not. You know, I'm just saying make a damn layup. Like, I don't like the way she just throws that shit up like she ain't got no skill. I mean, she can get rebounds. That's great.
Ruben, you're making basketball analysis in which I will never come at you in some. But RG3 didn't say anything about her game. RG3 talked about how she obviously hates Caitlin Clark and then mocked her. So
And he shouldn't have done that.
That was not a basketball analysis.
Yeah,
Now,
he
I
shouldn't
don't
have
think
done that.
Ryan Clark should have ever brought his wife
into
in the
it.
conversation. I don't
that
think
shit
so.
was-
However, in the context in which he brought her up in was not as visceral as people made it seem. People made it seem like, oh, he's attacking RG3's wife. He never said anything negative about her. He said the aesthetic didn't look good. And then he said, which I think is a fair statement, hey, maybe you're not having conversations in your household about the difficulties that black women are having because you're not in the household with the black woman. Now, I do think that's a broad assumption because you don't know what RG3's relationship with his mom is like.
That's why I thought he took it too far.
Once again, I will not defend Ryan Clark for break. However, like people have the AG response, which is he said that I'm not allowed to talk. Ryan Clark said nothing of such. He did not say because you're married to a white woman, you can't say anything bad. He was simply saying how Ryan Clark attacked, how RG3 was attacking was not good. And it came from a place of maybe you don't understand the difficulties or why what you did was problematic. And I think that...
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying I think that's fair to criticize RG3's approach. I disagree with the wife, and I actually listened to Ryan Clark's apology, which I think his apology was
I listened to that too.
Great. His apology was great.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with the apology. And I just felt like, had she not been in the background doing her antics, I don't think he would have come in it that way. I think that
probably not, but he obviously does not like RG3. They've been teammates before, and he was like, I've heard how he is. So, I mean, to me, I was just like, oh no, what I'm saying is, I think it's safe to assume that Ryan Clark isn't making an assumption that RG3 doesn't like black women. I think Ryan Clark is basically saying, I've got personal experience to suggest that you really do not like black women, and you talk about them all the time. I think that's a safe assumption to make.
Yeah, and I think really what happened was the whole situation is they both were wrong in what they did and what they said, and they both got out of pocket. The only problem is once you put that shit on the internet, that's it forever. So like now you're in damage control, and then like I didn't know what was going on, so once again flicking through, I see Stephen A. Smith talking about it.
Man, fuck that guy. God, fuck him, man. Anytime Stephen A. Smith starts talking about something, I feel like the intellect of the conversation just disappears.
But I'll give him credit. He showed all the clips. So he says something, but he showed the clips. So I at least got to hear from myself. Now, I didn't necessarily agree with all that he was saying, but he also did a good job of not saying anything.
Exactly, because my thing is like, bro, you effectively made it about your opinion. You had an opinion of nothing.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, that whole thing was,
which honestly is really, Stephen A. Smith is doing a really good job because like he really wants to get into politics, and I'm like, obviously, I can't think of anybody better at politics than Stephen A. Smith. Like, what other person has said more words with less content than Stephen A. Smith? What person has ever danced and tapped around more to make sure that white people are comfortable and a couple black people will still ride with him? No, nobody's done a better job of it in media. And I know that sounds like I'm insulting him, but I'm really telling the truth. Can you think of any black person who is as quote unquote unapologetically black as Stephen A. Smith claims he is, but makes less white people uncomfortable than Stephen A. Smith? That is a fucking magic trick. Honestly, it's just amazing. And if it sounds like I'm hating, it's kind of because I'm jealous. Like that's fucking amazing that he can still out loud talk about how unapologetically black he is, and white people are still really comfortable with him because he never says anything that's gonna upset them. Like, I mean, honestly, like, that's next level. Like, because even Obama pissed white people off.
Well,
I'm just saying, even Obama upset white people. Stephen A. Smith don't upset white people. That shit's amazing.
Well,
Have y'all never thought about that?
I gotta say something about that, because the difference between Obama and Smith in this situation, Smith is not leading anything. He's entertainment. He's tapping and dancing like that because that's his job, just like his white counterpart. He's entertaining people, and it's okay. It's just like in Do the Right Thing, when it's just like my man was like didn't think Magic Johnson was a real black man. He's entertaining. So it's like if you go from that to leader of men politically, it's going to be different. I will say that. I understand what you're saying, but I got to say that part.
But I still think it's magical that he's got as big of a platform as he's got, and you still never really hear white people be upset. Like, white people hate other white people on ESPN more than they hate Stephen A. Smith, and that shit is mind-boggling to me.
I hear what you're saying. All I'm saying is this: Obama is a white person's wet dream until he became president. I'm just letting you know, when you are leading people, when you are not entertaining people, things change. It's almost like shut up and dribble. You have a line that you cross, and once you cross it, if they can't like beat you down and put you back in your little box, things change for you. So he out here trying to run for president, thinking all the black people want him to run. Okay, your life will change in ways in which you don't think that they will.
I'm about to say, don't get me wrong, a lot of black people will support him because he's black.
Yeah.
And he's Stephen A. Smith,
Yeah.
and
He approves his message.
but it's crazy to me that Scott Van Pelt gets more hate than Stephen A. Smith. That shit is mind-boggling. They accuse Scott Van Pelt of being a part of the Disney liberal media, but Stephen A. Smith, that guy's cool. That guy's cool. He tells it like it is.
Have you heard who he name drops, man? He names drops like people on Fox. I'm telling you.
That's true. And I mean, he's on Fox.
Look, man. Only thing I'm telling you is he can say what he wants to say, but Stephen A. is one of them special black people that we talk about on this show constantly. And his life is great right now because, like you said, everything you said is true. What I'm saying to you is there's a threshold in a vacuum that's going to be burst when he goes from entertaining me to leading me. And I promise you it's a difference. Obama is as vanilla as they come with respect to being black. I have never even heard a dude raise his voice publicly. And it's just like, well, before he was a senator, before he had that speech at the DNC, before he was president, he was a white person's wet dream. He did everything black people say they couldn't do, so he was that one black friend. He was that one black person you could always hold up to every other black person.
The exception. The exception. Just the anomaly.
Making it the rule. And making it, well, so why can't you do that? Okay? He was that dude until he was a senator. And then when he ran for president so fast, and I'm like, man, look, and he was even cool until he won. When he won, because a lot of people thought it was gonna be Jesse Jackson all over again. Oh, that's cute. Can I keep you? Yeah, okay, whatever. When he became president, it changed everything. We're still paying a black tax for that dude. And that's all I'm saying. Everything you said was absolutely true. I totally agree. But there are some nuance to the reason why what you said everything is true. And it's going to change if he runs politically. Because no white person wants to be led by any black person. I don't care. They don't want to be led. Because you're supposed to entertain me. You're supposed to fall back so I can be better. You're not supposed to best me in every way. His life is going to change in a way in which I don't think he appreciates. Now, I could be wrong.
I mean, the only backlash I feel like he's ever experienced was the LeBron James thing, and he handled that horribly. Honestly, that told me all I need to know about motherfucker lead me politically. It's
well,
like,
see,
yo,
that's what I'm saying.
If you can't handle the LeBron situation better than you did,
Look, man, our parents called it feeling yourself or smelling yourself. Stephen A. Smith has been smelling himself and feeling himself for decades at this point because of everything that you just said. He straddles the fence better than anyone I've ever known of color.
He's amazing as an entertainer. Like,
absolutely, but
as much as I dislike a lot of things he said, I will never take away from the fact that motherfucker's amazing.
I'm not trying to make this run over, but I do have to push back on this. I'm telling you, if Stephen A. runs, he will not like his life anymore because it will be taken away from him. He's used to having access to everything, but he doesn't understand why he has access to it. Because once he becomes a politician, he's going to find himself in a place in which he's not accustomed. And that's not having access to everything. All the white people that rock with you now, say something that they don't like, but they have to follow. Say something like what Trump does like every day.
Yeah, you won't be able to get white people back on your side by saying Aaron Rodgers is a bad man. Like, that's
exactly. And like I said before, and I understand exactly why, because I know people like Stephen A. Smith personally, and I see the comments on what they post, and it's like, sir, you are in trouble, and you don't even you're dead man walking. Your intestines are dragging the ground, and you've been cut open by something so sharp that you don't understand what's happening to you. But one day, you are going to be found out, and you are going to find out some things about your crowd that you are not accustomed to hearing. And I understand how you set your life up, and I understand all those things. That's great. But I promise you, you're living in a vacuum that is so small that you shouldn't be able to breathe, but you are. And it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. And I'm telling you, man, Stephen A. Smith is an entertainer. And as long as he is that, he will be able to have this, he will be able to continue this magic trick that you're talking about, which is absolutely true. But the first time he is a leader of people and says something like what he may or may not say on ESPN, good luck, sir. More black tax for me to pay. So I'm just saying, there's a reason why what you said is absolutely true.
I can't argue with you because you're probably right, but I stand by that dude is the most magical black man.
Absolutely, I totally agree.
The most magical black man on television.
Because if you can speak on black issues and then name drop somebody on Fox News as your friend,
that shit's amazing, man. I don't know how the fuck he gets away with it. It's so
he's the opposite of what's my girl's name? She got fired from ESPN. Braids. Who?
Jamel Hill.
Thank you. He is the exact opposite of her. She got fired. The crazy
thing is, man, Stephen A. Smith, as much as I sometimes seem like I don't like him, Stephen A. Smith has opened up so many doors for black people.
But that's respect.
He's done so much good stuff that, like, sometimes I hate the fact that I'll say things that just sound like I'm just totally opposed to this guy. I'm not. I just see the magic trick. It's like I'm the guy in the audience that's like, I know it's a trap door right there. That's how he's making the motherfucker disappear. But I'm the only one that sees it happening.
But I'm telling you, it's just like being married to a white woman and being told that you can't speak on black issues because of what you just said. Because what you said is absolutely true. How in the world am I going to disparage someone that has helped ESPN have the only color that they're ever going to have? They didn't do it because they wanted to do it. They did it because that dude forced them to do it. Because there was only like Tom Jackson and Stuart Scott and a rando who went to Entertainment Tonight. And I'm like...
And we just lost Stan Verrett.
See? So that's what we was rocking with. And then Stephen A. forced them to do it without saying much of anything. And I'm telling you, man, it's hard to disparage the drug dealer that's giving out turkeys on Thanksgiving. He fed my whole family for a week.
Nino Brown, man.
But isn't that what it is? Tell me it's not.
You ain't wrong, man.
So again, I agree with everything you're saying. I just want you to understand why it's happening. Because he has done things for black people that I totally appreciate. But I'll say this with that statement too. It's like we're talking about entertainment. We're not talking about what the dude in Chicago did. I think he was a mayor or something like that. What that guy did for Obama. Because once you start leading people and you say something that white America doesn't want to hear in your black ass skin, your life changes in ways in which you can't appreciate if you don't already know what's coming. He is intoxicated with himself. He is completely inebriated with Stephen A. Smith. As Terrell Owens would say, he loves him some him. And he wears that t-shirt under his dress shirt every fucking day. But I'm telling you, if he runs for public office, he is not going to like the taste. And he cannot handle himself when too many people disagree with him. Just like you pointed out about something that is relatively and comparatively small. I mean, we're talking about LeBron James. I mean, that's a big deal in sports. It's not a big deal overall. If you do something unpopular on a political stage and people don't agree with you, that guy, he can't control his emotions.
I said, all my man Stephen A. Smith had to do after that is be like, hey man, LeBron didn't like my takes on things. It happens, man. I respect the man's opinion. He's talking about his son. Can't be mad at a man for talking about his son. Could have just been ended right there. Then he went on this campaign about what he would have done if LeBron would have did. Like, come on, bro. Shut the fuck up, man. Like, it's over with.
Okay, that's great. But Stephen A. can't do that. Stephen A. can't do that. Stephen A. That's been well documented on this show and all the other shows. Stephen A. has no control over his emotions. He is not a politician. He needs to stay behind a microphone talking about sports. Period. He is not built for that life. He can't. He has become too accustomed with people telling him that he is the shit.
I mean, the whole running for president thing, he may start, but he won't get anywhere close. Like, okay. I don't see it. Just simply because of, the money situation and what he likes to do. I just think that, hey man, people are talking about it, so I'm gonna lean in. But I don't think he's...
No, he loves him some him, Ruben. He loves him some him, and he believes that he can do anything. So again, we made this mistake one time with Trump.
And to be honest, like, he ain't had no evidence to really dispute what he thinks about himself either. So more power to him.
He love him some him.
Yeah,
period.
I hate.
Bro, I'm just saying, you know how much confidence you got to have to know your hairline going back and still keep doing that?
It's running. It's running a sprint, bro.
That sounds like I'm joking, but I'm saying, like, do you realize how much confidence you have to have as a man to know your hairline starting at the top of your head and still keep getting it lined up like that? Like, bro, that's next level. There's no other dude at this age that wouldn't have just came on home by now. Just shaved it off. Or, hey, bro, you got enough money. Go make that hair transplant thing happen, baby. Like, would you be mad if Stephen A. Smith came with a solid hairline like 2 months later? I'd be proud of him. I'd be like, hey, bro, go ahead. Do your thing. Do your thing.
I expect more of him because he expects more of me. So, no, cut it off, sir.
I've been waiting for him to just go get rid of it too. I'm like, I feel like it would open up his mind to things. It would expand his horizons.
Actually, if he just cut it short and just kind of had a, but whatever. Anyway, like I said, man, I ain't trying to make it run long. I'm just letting you know that there's a reason for the magic trick.
You was cooking, bro, because I couldn't dispute nothing you said, bro.
Yeah,
you was right. Yeah, I couldn't dispute your take on that.
I'm not gonna stop you in the kitchen, man. You're making that good food.
I appreciate that.
Now, if you'll make some garbage, that's different.
It all becomes it's all because of personal experience. I know them special black people when I smell them a mile away.
Yeah.
You don't know what's coming, man. It's like, no, man, you're popular because you're entertaining people. Try to lead those same people. Good luck, sir.
Yep. Well, and with that being said, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us for a brand new episode of 5 Minute Warning. We are here every Sunday night from 9 p.m. until we decide we're ready to get off the air. Tell a friend, tell an enemy, just tell somebody about us. Hey, once again, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sundays. If for some reason you can't get us live, you can always check us out on YouTube, or you can check out the podcast out later in the week on 5minutewarning.com. Please like and subscribe to us. That way, when we go on the air, you know that we on the air. And with that being said, for Moby, for AG. Peace, love, hair grease, soul, and deuces.
Email us at 5minutewarning19@gmail.com. And also leave comments on Facebook and Twitch. Search 5 Minute Warning. Contact us on Twitter at AG_FMW podcast, at Nugman25, at FMW 2019. Contact us on Instagram, Moby 5 Minute Warning, AG_5 Minute Warning, Nugman25. You can listen to the podcast at Apple Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. Thank you for listening. This has been another episode of
The 5 Minute Warning.